Good morning. Today I'm finally going to paint a colour chart for my teeny tiny palette here. I'll run through again. I do think I already did a video on this, but just in case. I have buff titanium, quinacridone gold, transparent red oxide, pyro red, quin violet, deep sea green, the schminky super granulation, serpentine genuine, and sodalite genuine. Because my teeny tiny palette has such a small working area, I'm actually going to use my little ceramic palette, and yeah, let's crack on. This is the buff titanium, as you can see. Maybe I should zoom you in a little. What can I talk to you about today? So it is the 8th of August. This video is going to go out tomorrow. I have already videoed August haul, well, most of it, because a lot of things already arrived, as you would expect, but I obviously haven't uploaded it yet or finished editing it because anything can happen, as in, like, we've still got 20 something days left. Yeah, it's my partner's birthday this week. Not this week, this month. This is transparent red oxide, and I love this color. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, it means that my available financial surplus income after everything else should probably go towards treating him than treating myself, right? Yeah. Pyro red. This is again a Daniel Smith. Oh, actually, apparently the Quin Gold is a Winsor Newton, and apparently the titanium, buff titanium is Rembrandt. I think I'm also working on Canson XL just because. So this is the schminky Quin Violet. We need a bit more colour there. Ooh, it's so pretty. So I love this teeny tiny palette because it's not really a mixing palette. Like, I could mix the Quin Gold with the Pyro Red. Actually, I can get some lovely colours from it. This is the Deep Sea Green Super Granulating from Schminky. But there are no like traditional colours for mixing, like, you know, your lemon yellow or your cad yellow or your cadmium blue, or, and you know how much I love a Prussian blue. So the deep sea green is really the only blue that can be used, and that's super granulating, so it's going to make everything else granulate a little. This is Daniel Smith's Serpentine Genuine. That's so pretty. And I was going to show you a couple of pages in my sketchbook that I've used this on, but actually it's the wrong sketchbook. The one that I have used it on is the one that I leave at my dad's. And of course my sketchbook, my everyday sketchbook, which I did a tour of recently when I finished it. There's a few pieces in there, oh, look at that use these colors. So those are the main. You can see how this super granulating deep sea green is granulating. That doesn't look to me like a deep sea green, but anyway, it's more of a blue. Let's try mixing them. So I'm going to mix a bit of buff titanium with Quin Gold. And then the way that I normally do my little colour palettes when I'm like swatching out, so I'll do the full strength this side, as it were. Need a bit more than that. And then I'll do the watered down version here. So yeah, that's a lovely kind of like pastel, yellowy, and then dipped into water we get a more translucent version. Transparent red oxide. It's quite a creamy consistency. I'm going to grab a bit more of that and mix it with some Pyro Red this time. Can you see that? And that's going to go here. And that's very pale. Let's try that again. Make it a little bit of a better consistency. Titanium. Some Pyro. So the reason I got the buff titanium is because I had read that it's a really good way to mix colors that you want a bit more of opacity to, and a bit of a kind of more of a pastel vibe. Oh crap, I've just done. And so that is why I got the buff titanium. I think that's originally why I got the grey titanium, which is in my Daniel Smith palettes, but I don't really use it so much. I can't remember. I think I got it when I was doing like some urban sketching in Fennelly online courses. Now the Schminky Quin Violet. I'm going to whack it into this little bit of titanium buff. Buff titanium, titanium buff. And we'll pop that down here. Oh, isn't that pretty? See, these are like a really pretty group of colours. Someone's going to complain about how small these swatches are, but it's really for my benefit so that I have it when I'm out and about. Oh, isn't that pretty? Love them. I've put 3 lots of buff titanium here. So we've got the Schminky Deep Sea Green we'll do first. You see that? That's pretty. A watery version. Of course, granulation needs more water to granulate, so this one should be interesting. The next one is the Serpentine Genuine Daniel Smith. Put that into this one. See, so pretty. I'm not very chatty today, mostly because I'm really concentrating on what I'm doing. And I do find that if I chat, as much as I love chatting, I end up messing up these kind of things. It's fine if I'm like painting something, but this kind of like color charting requires me to actually concentrate because I have messed this up numerous times before. That's so pretty. Look at these lovely pale colors we've got here. Some granulation on the deep sea green. Can you see? It's really lovely. And the darker tones, and then Sodalite Genuine for this last blob here. Like so. I'll pop a bunch of water in there quickly. Okay, now we're on to the Queen Gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, it will dry out before I get that, so I'll just put some in 3. So we're going to do transparent red oxide first. Ooh. We'll do the full. Let's put a little bit of water in that because it's a bit thick. That lovely, rich, beautiful colour. And then next we have the Pyro Red. There is something, I think I've said this before, but there is something very meditative, I can't say that word properly clearly, meditative about colour swatching, even if it's just creating a colour chart. A more translucent, watery version. And I should probably know all the pigment numbers of these, but I don't. We're Violet with the Queen Gold. Ooh, do we feel like there was enough Queen Gold in that? That's more like it. It feels more of an even amount. Cool, that's an interesting colour, isn't it? Okay, and a bit of water. So the reason why I'm doing this very particularly in order is quite often I've done this and jumped ahead. And the downside to that is I end up making a mistake, putting the wrong colour in the wrong box. So I've learnt from my ways, and instead of trying to do it, oh crap, instead of trying to do it speedily and messing it up, now I actually take my time and do it properly. And that was this one, wasn't it? I'll just fill in that blob that we removed. Can you see how this was the first one? So the red oxide with the quin gold, and it's really separated out. Can you see that? We need more quin gold. So the deep sea green. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Wow. See, now that is a green. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And it's going to granulate because it has the deep sea green in it. Let's add a bunch of water. Amazing. And then the next is the only green that we have on here, which is the serpentine green. Daniel Smith. Ooh. Let's throw in some water. My water's getting a bit dirty. I'll have to freshen that up. Can you see how this one, the deep sea green, has granulated? You see? So pretty. So I made the mistake of clearing my palette before I finished with the last one, the Sodalite Genuine. So I've popped a bit of quin gold back, and I'm just going to grab a little, mix that in. Ooh, did you see that? Isn't that beautiful? Such an unexpected color. It's like a dark, dark, dark green. So there's, oh, look at that. That is really, really, really very pretty. That might have been a bit too thick. I probably should have added a little water to it, but we'll do that now for the version here. Such a pretty green. I love these kind of deep dark greens. Don't know if we can call them pretty, but I find them pretty. I love how the deep sea with quin gold is drying in the watered down version. It's really separating nicely. So now we move on to transparent red oxide. So there was no rhyme or reason when I popped these paints into this palette. Oh, I've put it into the watery one. Never mind. Oh, it's raining again. I literally just did it with the intent of getting to know some new watercolors that I had bought at the time. And I think it was when I was in the UK in April, and so I just made the most of it. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 plus the watery version. Also, maybe what I should do is pop that here. So Pyro Red to begin. Let's start from here. This is going to be a very rich color. Lovely. Gosh, I feel really hungry all of a sudden. Yeah, moment of panic that I'd actually gone to the wrong row. And then the Quin Violet here. Isn't that a lovely colour too? So I'm going to have to be quite careful not to disturb the wet paint above. There, that should do. Throw in some water. And let's see what happens to that one. And then deep sea green. Ooh, it's like a sludgy brown, which you would expect because transparent red oxide is more of a kind of orangey color, and when you mix it with like a blue, you do get a kind of like browny color. That's quite pretty though, kind of green brown. How it's separating already. That's so pretty. I'm being very mindful of the wet paint in the box next to it. You see it's separating already. And then we have the Serpentine Genuine. That's quite nice. Unusual, pretty. And then I'm just going to loosen up that transparent red oxide again. Now we're on sodalite. I feel like I should have done that a little thicker, but hey ho. Oh my gosh, can you see how the Queen Gold and sodalite has separated? That granulation is absolutely gorgeous. Wow. Okay, let's just take a moment to appreciate what we have here. This is absolutely beautiful. The Queen Gold Winsor Newton with sodalite genuine. Can you see how that's really granulated beautifully? But these all have, they're so lovely. My goodness, I'm so lucky. Right, now we're on to the Pyro Red. We've got 4 dollops. And then the first one is going to be with Quin Violet. So it seems to be a richer version of the one with the transparent red oxide, which was a little bit duller. Still beautiful, but definitely duller. And then we'll add some water. There we go. And then deep sea green. Oh, interesting. The paper is starting to buckle finally. Interesting. Water. That's going to be beautiful. Then Serpentine Genuine. Throw in some water. Yeah, that is right. Pyro Red. See, it's so easy to get confused. I was like, Pyro Red? Am I using Pyro Red? I don't remember picking up Pyro Red, but I did. I did it to begin with. Okay, then the sodalite. Oh, that is so lovely. It's almost like a richer moon glow, would you say? Oh, that's so pretty. Gorgeous. Wow, beautiful. Okay, we are down to the final 6 combinations. So we've got deep sea green schminky. I've got 3. So I'll fill my palette 3 times. Make sure we've got enough. Oh, it's going to be so good. And then first up we have Quin Violet. Are you ready? Ooh. Look at that. Oh, such a pretty color. Look, 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 look. Throw in some water. Dib dab dob. Let it do its thing. Okay, then we have Serpentine Genuine, the green. You ready? Ooh. Did I overgreen that? Maybe it needs just a touch more. I feel like I might have gone a bit heavy with the Serpentine. Okay. Oh, look at that. Throw in loads of colour. Right, and then some water. Let's see what we get here. And then the last one is the deep sea green with the sodalite. Ready? Pretty. It's kind of almost like an indigo, but not as opaque or rich. And then we'll throw in some water. So these are two very granulating colors anyway, the deep sea green and the sodalite. So I'm not surprised that it's going like absolutely crazy on the granulation front. Wow. Ooh, are you as excited as I am? Folks, we have a disaster. I've just realized this is supposed to be a Quin Violet and I got confused. Oh dear, this always happens where I get mistakes. So this was actually deep sea green plus sodalite, and this one was deep, it's too, darn it, it's going to be too late to take it off. Dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That's because I did deep sea green for this one. It should have been here. Okay, so now we're going to do, this will be the Serpentine Genuine. It will make sense at the end, I promise. Okay, Serpentine Genuine with the Quin Violet. Okay, so this is going to go here. And then the sodalite with the deep sea green we did here, so it would actually be with the violet. Such a silly sausage. Oh, that's so pretty though. And then I'll just make a note of the last few here are the wrong way round. Oh, we'll be fine. Okay, and then the last one is Serpentine Genuine with sodalite. Pretty. Yeah, look at that. Loads in, so it really goes crazy. Wear it down. Okay, I'll let that dry and I'll come back to you. This is the teeny tiny watercolor palette. This is the final color palette card. I'm now going to show you one that I had done previously. I think you might have seen this when I swatched them out. But you can see you can't really tell what the options and the possibilities are because I had done it so small within my little color sketchbook. So now we can see on a larger scale how gorgeous some of these mixes are. Like the Quin Gold with the sodalite, that is absolutely beautiful. I might have to take some photos with my camera. It has a macro lens on it and you'll be able to really see because I'm not sure it's picking it up on camera perfectly. I really love this, the Pyro Red with the sodalite genuine. This is the watered down version. These are the darker ones, so the more pigment. These are the ones with more water. So you can see if we compare the sodalite genuine Pyro Smith watered down with the fuller color version. This one doesn't granulate as much because there's less water. Of course, I messed up here. This should have been the Quin Violet row and I started off the right way and then I messed these up. So this one is Serpentine Genuine with Deep Sea Green. This is Deep Sea Green and Sodalite Genuine. This is Quin Violet with Deep Sea Green and Quin Violet with Sodalite Genuine. I told you during this video that I always mess up in some way and I did not manage to do this one perfectly either, but it's fine. I'm really happy. I think there's a great range of options. We've got the yellows, the golden orangey reds, the pinks, the purples, the browns. I think it's just a really nice palette that I kind of accidentally put together. So I will have to top them up because they're a little bit light, especially the Quin Gold. But yeah, if you ever wanted to have just a teeny tiny palette of 8 very small pans of colour, I can recommend this. It's really lovely. And the paintings that I have done with this in the sketchbook that's back at my dad's in the UK, they've been really lovely. I will probably show that to you when that sketchbook is finished. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.